Well, hello. You've got questions, we've got answers. We'll do these every so often when we get questions in, and one I've gotten quite a lot in the last 6 months or so. I think it may have something to do with the fact that as COVID went down, we're still growing and doing well. So they've asked, well, what happens after Patrick? First of all, Jesus was doing a really great job before I was ever born, and he is going to do a great job when I'm gone. We all get that. None of us live forever, and none of us are irreplaceable. That said, I'm the voice and the face that most of you know when you think of our safe harbor, because I helped start it with a whole bunch of others, and I'm the guy that's in front of the camera while they're behind the camera. So a few things. One, I have no intention to retire. I will quit working when I have to, when it's required by, my body won't work or my brain won't work. Because I've read a couple books, and it seems to be that everybody ages and everybody dies. But I love work. Absolutely love it. And I love this work more than any I've ever done. So I have no intention of fading away. That said, because I know that these things do happen, we've already, for months, been working with people, women and men, some of them in ministry, some of them with theology degrees, some of them used to be in ministry, some of them not even close to ministry, but they've got some things to say. And we've been talking to them, and we've been talking about making videos and coming to the team. And let me just cut to the point. We don't plan for there to be a day where I stand up and say, right, it's over, I'm moving out. We don't plan for that. We plan for a gradual introduction to a whole bunch of other people, and that this team will grow and grow and grow, and that over a period of many years, maybe not many, but a lot of years, a decade or so if I can do it, this becomes a team that is recognized. And here's my end goal. My end goal will be the day, whatever day it is that I'm gone, whether car accident, disease, aging out, moral failure, anybody can do it. Whatever it is, I hope that you don't even notice, because there are so many others doing such an amazing job that, it doesn't matter. Well, that's the goal. But again, I have no intention of retiring. I really like doing what we're doing here. Now, be aware, you're going to see a bunch of videos popping up in the months and years to come. Some of these are from people on that team. Some of them are people like you that have a passion about something, and you want to talk, and you want to connect with us here and have what you're passionate about become passionate to other people. So when you see these videos pop up, don't assume, these are the people trying out for Patrick's job. It's not the way this works. You will see some of them on the stage. You will see people on the stage that have no interest in continuing being a part of this team on stage. So don't try to second guess it. We're going to let God do this. The Holy Spirit is the reason we are where we are. And so let's just see where he takes us, shall we? But we're hoping, again, to hang about for a while, and especially with your support. Let's talk about that next, because I've been asked, how do you guys know if you're growing or not, or what the numbers are? Excellent question, and not terribly easy to answer, but we're having fun doing it. I'll explain. When we first got started, we didn't post anywhere but YouTube, and it was just my iPhone on a tripod. But we eventually picked up some others, and that has been such a fun experience. Now, YouTube keeps changing its algorithms and its procedures, as it has to, and I don't fault them for that. When we first got started, a lot of bots hunted us. Those are little bits of software that people use for commercial or nefarious purposes, and they would keep hitting our site. I mean, it was all of a sudden you're looking down 3,000 views, 10,000 views, or whatever. I don't think we ever got to 10,000, but you get the point. The views are just spinning like crazy. Well, then YouTube saw that this was a problem, not just with us, but with hundreds of thousands of other sites, So they developed a way to tell when it's a real individual or a real device if you're downloading, and that they had to be real, and that they had to be viewing for a certain amount of time before they would call it a hit. Well, that fell, and I really don't remember, but I think in the first days we had just a lot. And that dropped us down to an average between 600 and 700 on a Sunday on YouTube. However, what it did not account for, and by the way, that's a much fairer count. What it doesn't account for are a couple of other things. One, a lot of people watch this on Facebook. Now, I can go to Facebook and I can see how many are there, and if ever you're around, I can show you my phone and show you what the status is. We have a couple of other people on our team that can do that too, because they're administrators of the page we own. You go to Facebook and you don't see the counter, if I understand correctly. As an example, when I got up this morning, I looked at, and it's not the morning you're watching this, I recorded it a little earlier. When I got up this morning, I looked at the Sunday sermon, and it had 400 something views on YouTube. And on Facebook, it had nearly 300. And so we add those together. But that's not all we do. We also have WhatsApp, which does not give us a counter because it needs to stay encrypted. That's where a lot of people that are in Muslim countries or in otherwise very strict, rather dangerous countries for a Christian to put their head up, it has to be encrypted. And so they watch through there. But they write me. They'll send me emails. Some of them will. A few of them have even called me on WhatsApp. How they got my number, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, it's fine. Half of my church is always awake. Isn't that fun? Half of your church, this is your church. So we don't just add those two numbers together. We also have Vimeo. There are also people who follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And that some follow me and some follow the church, and they both have clicks, the way that works. But these clicks aren't one for one. There are people like Spokane makes a point of saying, we are here, and list the families. And sometimes we'll get one click, but it's 4 families or 4 couples that are watching. We get that a lot. Kirksville, Missouri does that for us. There are others that'll say, there are 6 of us here. We get 1 click. There have been several people that have then said, oh, should we all then watch on our own devices even if we're on the same room just to get the count up? No. I don't even know that would work, but that's not our issue. We look at that. The check-ins are hugely encouraging. Little emails and comments, fantastic. And the counts are just another way to encourage us. There's a gross way of measuring how we're doing, and I say gross because I don't like it that we have to even bring it up. But it's a secure way of knowing, and that is giving. Because we see our clicks and our likes are going up. And recently, in the last month or so, you guys must have made New Year's resolutions, or you're sharing the sermons a lot better than we have, because the numbers have really, really done well in likes, clicks, and comments and emails. However, there's another way of measuring, and that's through money. The giving, your giving, has been great. When we first started, we wanted to do a 2 years reserve in case another COVID hit. We had no idea what the world was coming to. We're nowhere near a 2 year. We don't have 1 year reserves, but what we do have is enough to do what we do. We've made budget because of you. And so let's say that if YouTube hadn't told us the way they were changing the algorithms, and we watched things dropped from their counter only, from 3,000, let's say, down to 600, we would be in a blind panic that we're doing something wrong. Now, we don't want to just do things to generate views, but you get the point. But when we look at the giving, and the giving is good and even better, just slowly growing, but it's growing, and it's meeting our needs. It doesn't meet our wants, but it meets our needs. I bet you understand that. So we're good. We're good. So it looks to be, and we've hired a person, by the way, a lady named Hannah, who lives in Illinois, and she helps do the hard dive, the deep dives into the analytics. And when we have our family meeting in May, I'm sure she will make an appearance there with a bunch of charts. But she sends those out, and then I send out the hard analytics on my Facebook page, which gets a lot of traffic as well. So all of that put together, an average week could have as low as 2,000-ish views, and a really good week is going to be 3,500 and up. So when people ask me, I say 3,000 just as a ballpark, because that may be the median, or it may be the mean, however you do your statistics. But that's about where we are. Check-ins, by the way, we love check-ins, and it thrilled us to get the 50th state. But here's the inside dope on that. No, we don't get viewers from all 50 states every week at all. If I were to guess, and please understand this as a guess, from the analytics I've seen, I'm going to say about 30 states. There's somebody in there, but most of them are coming from probably a dozen states. Overseas, yes, we get those clicks as well, and they come in surprising places, and Hannah's able to give us those analytics as well. So, but do people from 30 plus countries watch us every week? Nope, they don't. But people in those countries have watched and are watching, but just not every week. So does that help? All right, I hope it does. And by the way, the travel thing, the welcome home, couple of things. We really need a bigger soundstage crew. We have 2 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees. We have about 30 to 40 on an average Sunday at the soundstage. And they come and they're running shuttles, they're greeting, they're setting up chairs, putting out the order of worship. They're cleaning up afterwards, which, as we're in somebody's house, that's only the right thing to do, right? If you're in Middle Tennessee, we would love for you to come and be a part of our soundstage crew every Sunday. So please consider doing that. Send an email to info@oursafeharbor.com and we'll get right back to you. If you're traveling, make this part of your vacation plan, your travel plan. And if you can't be here on a Sunday, but you're coming during the week, it could be that one of us could be there to give you a tour of the soundstage anyway, so that you can see it for yourself. It really needs to be seen in person. Now, that said, what about us going to you? You've heard about the Welcome Home. You need to go see it if you haven't. It's gotten a lot of views on every platform we have. But I can't get everywhere. So if you need somebody to come see you, let us know. And if I can't get there, what we're going to try our level best is to get somebody else from the team there. And they will do a bang-up job. And if any of our team are out, vacationing somewhere, we may be able to say, wait a minute, there's a cluster near you. Could you take some time out of your vacation? That's a hard thing to ask people to do. But some of them may be willing to do it. How about you? You may be traveling and saying, listen, we're going over here. Can we visit and encourage anybody else? Because you might say, well, we need encouraged. If you encourage others, you find they encourage you. All right? So those are some ideas. Those are some questions we have. I think I've probably done all that sort of thing. So thank you. If you have any other questions, send them to Patrick@oursafeharbor.com. Be blessed. May you have grace and peace and abundance.